Hi, I'm Michael Lopez, owner and president of Alpha Mortgage. I'm excited to share with you a series of short, informative videos featuring industry experts from our area. From finding a home and making an offer, all the way to closing day, we'll answer questions that will explain what goes on during the home buying process. So let's get started. Let's start with why do we have to use, or why do we use attorneys to close in North Carolina?
Yeah, I get this question commonly. People from out of state are buying in North Carolina.
Because they close with title companies or whoever.
Some states are titles closing states and some states are attorney closing states, and the state of North Carolina has decided that the opinion of a title and the closing itself is the act of practicing law, and to do that you need an attorney to close. There's some limited instances in which a signing agent might be assisting you closing, but they can't just explain paperwork to you. They can't tell you what these documents do or how they affect you, and so the state of North Carolina just has decided essentially that we're an attorney closing state, and to close and do a house purchase or refinance, you just need an attorney.
One thing I've noticed that in closing in other states, and I have properties in other states as well, and we have the cheapest closing. Both the attorney fees and title insurance fees are lower here than any place I've seen.
Yeah, and they've done national studies to compare what is an attorney closing state against what does a title closing state, because in a title closing state, the settlement fee, the title insurance fees, all that's wrapped up into the title insurance. Here we have a settlement fee with the attorney that's separate from the title insurance policy costs. And they've done studies and they've shown that on average, North Carolina is much less expensive for the same value. You're getting the closing, you're getting the same quality of title insurance at just a much lower rate.
What I really like it too is that you get, I get your errors and omissions policy for free as a client.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting the benefit of an attorney who can review paperwork for you, who's reviewing the title, who's making an opinion and saying, yes, you are getting clear title to this home. And then there's just a side benefit that you can feel comforted that it's not just an employee of a title company who's doing this. You have an attorney who's reviewed the file and made sure it's done right.
And to me, it's almost a conflict of interest, because if a title company is closing it, they're the ones protecting the title. And that should be an insurance policy for the buyer. Yeah, that's why I tell you, listen to what it is. It's title insurance.
Yeah.
So you want somebody, I love Key Title. They're with the underlying insurance is done by Investors Title.
That's right.
And so I like Investors Title because they are a North Carolina company, and they pay, if you'll look at the data, which I looked at closely, they pay more title claims, they pay actual claims to the borrower,
right,
more than any other title company in North Carolina that operates in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I kind of learned this because I had I guess I can mention Chicago. I had a thing with Chicago Title through another attorney, and I ended up paying a $25,000 border dispute over a foot of land that after I built my whole place, I couldn't do without. Matter of fact, it's on Area Road that I had to rebuy my border again for $25,000 because the title company went against me. They tried to solve it. They couldn't solve it because it was a genuine mistake, and so they sued me, or they made. Anyway, I paid $25,000. So I decided I would use an actual title insurance company that would protect my interests.
One of the big benefits too is that attorneys, we can't own a piece of a title company. So, who do we?
And I think that really keeps the cost down in North Carolina.
It also makes
sure. Florida, the insurance, the realtor and the attorney both own the title insurance company together, and the title insurance costs are 10 times what they are here.
So in selection of title insurance, what we're always looking for is what's the best price for the client. And so there is no situation where, okay, great, you're closing with me, we're gonna use my title company because I'm gonna make a little money on the other side, and it's not some cut rate insurance policy that is never gonna pay out a claim. We select a title insurance policy based on what's gonna be best for the borrower. And there's just an added benefit too, is that there's no self-dealing from attorneys who, they can't have a title company, we're not allowed. So it's a great kind of, you do have these segregated aspects of closing where an attorney makes an opinion, the title insurance company insures it, they're separate entities, they're not kind of winking and nodding and taking care of each other, they're taking care of the client.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think they've allowed where title insurance closing companies can close loans in North Carolina, but then you don't have the benefit of having errors omissions policy by errors
And
and
omissions.
emissions policy by that attorney, which I
So-
think is of great value.
So the opinion of title, what happens in some of these, they call them closing shops, settlement shops, they'll have some attorney that they've got who's just sitting at their house or something, do a quick little opinion of title, and then the title company does everything else. And they'll do the closing, and the rule is, if you sit down, let's say you're a borrower, it's your first time buying in North Carolina, and one of the lender documents that's in front of you is the deed of trust, and you say, well, what is this? What does it do? That signing agent, who's not an attorney, can say you initial here, you sign here, you put a date here.
Oh.
If they do anything beyond explaining where and when to sign, they've given an opinion of law, and they're not allowed to do that. And so you miss out on the benefit of somebody who's explaining your rights, responsibilities, duties, obligations. I sit at a closing table with folks, and I always tell them, look, we go as fast or as slow as you're comfortable with. A lot of first-time home buyers, and I like to sit down and really explain, what is the note? What is the deed of trust? What is the implication of not paying the note? What does the deed of trust do? What are you signing up for? They get that. And sometimes you've got people who have really thorough questions, and they really want to understand, how late is too late on a mortgage payment? And, what does it do? How long until they foreclose on me? What does that look like? Those are all questions that a settlement agent that is non-attorney cannot do for you.
I'm Michael Lopez, and thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe if you're not already, along with clicking the bell icon to be notified when we put out new videos. If you want to know more, please visit www.alphamortgage.com.